Hello, good evening and welcome to News 360 live from our studio here at Desawe Kanda in Accra. I am Martin Asiedu-Dartey.
And I'm Ayisha Yakubu. Coming up, the headlines.
News 360 headlines is brought to you by
Flamingo Paint,
Pepsodent Charcoal and Pepsodent Herbal,
EcoBank.
Office of the Special Prosecutor to press charges against former Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta and 5 others with various corruption and corruption-related offences over controversial GRA and SML deal.
Also coming up, former Director of the National Service Authority, Osea Sibe entry, spending the night in custody after failing to meet bail conditions.
Fire destroys China City Mall at Santasi in Kumasi, damaging goods worth millions of Ghana cedis.
And later in business, Chamber of Aquaculture laments 2.5 years after the Akosombo spillage. Fish farmers await compensation.
In international news, U.S. President Donald Trump agrees to cut China tariffs to 47% as Beijing resumes soybean purchases, maintains rare earth exports, and tackles fentanyl trade. We have the details of these and many more stories, including sports and entertainment, coming up over the next 1 hour. Stay with us and share your comments.
Right, and we are starting from the big one that happened a few hours ago, where the special prosecutor updated the nation on some key investigations they've been undertaking. So the Office of the Special Prosecutor, in a press release or a press conference earlier today, pressed charges against former Minister of Finance Ken Ofori-Atta and several other former government officials by the end of November 2025. This follows a detailed investigation into alleged corruption and corruption-related offences over the controversial Ghana Revenue Authority, the GRA, and the Strategic Mobilization Ghana Limited, SML, deal. Eric Maona Egbeta was at the conference and has come through with this report.
After months of what the Special Prosecutor Kisei Jabin says is painstaking investigation undertaken by his office, he has arrived at the conclusion, along with the office, that 6 individuals will be charged before the end of November with various offences for the contractual arrangement entered into between the Ghana Revenue Authority and Strategic Mobilization Ghana Limited, SML. In what has been a painstaking breakdown of activities involving the former Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta and 2 former commissioners of the Ghana Revenue Authority, Kisei Jabin, went through the process of incorporation of Strategic Mobilization Ghana Limited, its name changed from SMEL subsequently to SML, and arrived at the conclusion that after investigations, the country received no benefit from that contractual arrangement.
In a written complaint dated 18 December 2023 and addressed to the Special Prosecutor by Evans Ezia Momensa, Ajua Adubia Owusu, and Manasseh Azuri Awuni, journalists with the Fourth Estate, a non-profit investigative journalist project of Media Foundation for West Africa, the complainants petitioned the OSP to investigate contracts between MOF, GRA, and SML for possible corruption and a breach of the Procurement Act. The Special Prosecutor, upon determining that the complaint was within the mandate of the OSP, promptly authorized relevant officials of the OSP to commence preliminary investigation into the matter in accordance with Regulation 51B of LI 2374. The preliminary investigation was conducted with as little intrusion into the privacy of individuals and the business operations of corporate entities as the circumstances permitted. Following the KPMG audit MOF, GRA, and SML acted on the KPMG recommendation of the consideration of shifting from a variable to a fixed fee structure in respect of downstream petroleum products audit. So by a memorandum of understanding signed on 1 November 2024, they changed the variable fee mechanism to a monthly fixed fee of 22,629,204 cedis 95 pesos, being, they stated, equivalent of 1,432,228 United States dollars 16 cents, inclusive of all taxes, at the prevailing Bank of Ghana exchange rate, which operated on 1st October 2024. In our estimation, the CD version of the stated fixed monthly fee in the 1 November 2024 addendum is unnecessarily deceptive, as the party's real intention as captured in clause 13 of the MOU itself is a monthly fee of the stated figure in United States dollars. GRA has not paid SML since December 2024 as a result of the OSP investigation. And ladies and gentlemen of the press, action in respect of key actors. The outcome of the investigation is that the OSP will charge the following persons with various corruption and corruption-related offenses before the end of November 2025. 1. Kenneth Nanayao Oforiatta, former Minister of Finance. 2. Ernest Akori, Chef de Cabinet to Kenneth Nanayao Oforiatta as Minister of Finance. 3. Emmanuel Kofinti, former Commissioner General of Ghana Revenue Authority. 4. Amishadai Owusu-Amoah, former Commissioner General of Ghana Revenue Authority. 5. Isaac Krenzel, former Commissioner of the Customs Division of Ghana Revenue Authority and General Manager of Strategic Mobilization Ghana Limited. 6. Kwejo Damwa, former Commissioner of the Customs Division of Ghana Revenue Authority and Member of Parliament for German South constituency. As part of the process, the OSP will seek to recover the financial loss caused to the Republic from the persons listed above. Also, the OSP will recover a total amount of 125 million cedis from SML by way of a disgorgement of unjust enrichment of overpayment by the return of the benefit of this amount it obtained unfairly at the expense of the Republic.
Also, former director of the National Service Authority, Asiedu-Dartey, is spending the night in custody after failing to meet bail conditions. Asiedu-Dartey, who pleaded not guilty to multiple charges of stealing, money laundering, and causing financial loss to the state, was granted an 800 million cedi bail with 6 sureties to be justified. My colleague Lord Idwasari reports.
Asiedu-Dartey made his first appearance before the court, where he pleaded not guilty to multiple charges, including stealing and money laundering. Deputy Attorney General Dr. Justice Remsai argued Asiedu allegedly authorized payment of over 500 million Ghana cedis in allowances to at least 60,000 non-existent national service personnel over a period of 4 years. He added that the former NSA director also acquired an e-switch card and registered as a national service personnel before submitting same card to GIPS for allowance payments. Between 2022 and 2024, the prosecution intimated that Asiedu was paid 8.2 million Ghana cedis. Counsel for the accused prayed for bail for his client, arguing that he was in a hurry to prove his innocence after being unjustifiably crucified in the media. He also prayed for an expeditious trial, adding that it will lead to an acquittal and discharge. The prosecution did not oppose the bail application, but prayed the court for enhanced conditions because some 1.5 billion cedis was stolen in the criminal enterprise. After listening to both counsel, presiding judge Kizita Na Kwakwashi granted the former National Service Authority director each of these guarantors must have landed property and submit their IDs with the court registry. Meanwhile, the accused, Asiedu-Dartey, had been banned from leaving the country and were reported to the National Investigation Bureau on the 1st and 3rd Wednesday of each month.
The former National Service Authority Director, Asiedu-Dartey, is back in court on December 2 for the continuation of his case. Prosecution is expected to file all disclosures that they'll rely on in this case. We'll be back on that day to give you updates on the progress of this trial. Lord Basari, TV3 News, Accra.
We stay in the courts because former Buffer Stock Chief Executive Officer Hanan Abdul Wahab and his wife Faiza Asiedu-Dartey are still in custody despite being granted bail earlier today. The couple, who pleaded not guilty to financial impropriety charges, are yet to meet their bail conditions. Another report by Lord Edwasari.
When the case was called, the former Buffer Stock CEO and his wife pleaded not guilty to 24 counts of charges of stealing, defrauding by false pretenses, intentional dissipation of public funds, money laundering, and using public office for profits in the sum of over 60 million Ghana cedis. The prosecution, led by Deputy Attorney General Dr. Justice Remsai, disclosed to the court that investigators alleged that they found a total of 161.4 million Ghana cedis in Fat Hausa Ventures accounts, which the couple allegedly invested in money instruments and other securities and investments products for their personal use and benefit. He told the court that the third accused person, Richard Sam Asante, a former head of finance at NAFCO, was on the run. Lead counsel for the couple, Joseph Benka, prayed for bail for them, urging the court that they were innocent until proven guilty. The prosecution did not oppose the bail application, but prayed for enhanced conditions. Justice Kokuvite then granted Hanan Abdul Wahab Aludiba a bail of 100 million cedis with 6 sureties thought to be justified, while his wife, Faiza Asiedu-Dartey, was granted 15 million Ghana cedis bail with 4 sureties, 3 to be justified. The court also ordered for their names to be placed on the stop list of the Ghana Immigration Service. Lawyer for the former Buffer Stock CEO and his wife spoke to the media after proceedings.
I cannot for a fact state that we'll be able to go through everything today to enable them to go home, but we are putting our best together, and then our sureties are putting themselves also together to see how the bail conditions could be met before the close of work today. If we are unable to do it, we shall continue tomorrow, because the cry for justice is not on a silver platter, and we will do that which will enable us to have the temporary reprieve for my client pending trial.
The case has since been adjourned to November 27 for continuation. Lord Edwasari, TV3 News, Accra.
We are now going to the Ashanti region. Kumasi China City Mall is now a pile of ash and dangerously erected scaffolding. A fierce fire consumed the massive store in the early hours of Thursday. Now, TV3's correspondent Ibrahim Abubakar reports goods worth millions of cedis were consumed by the blaze at the mega store located around Santase roundabout.
Not a pleasant Thursday for owners and workers of the China City Mall here in Kumasi. What you see behind me is the remains of a facility opened less than 6 months ago and has completely razed by fire. The blaze, according to eyewitness, is said to have begun from one of the external shops and spread rapidly through the mall, which houses numerous businesses primarily dealing in imported Chinese goods, including electronics, clothing, and household items. Firefighters from different stations quickly moved here to battle the inferno for hours before bringing it under control. Their efforts were reportedly hampered by the intensity of the fire. The regional fire commander, ACFO Peter Tete, who was at the scene, addressed the media.
The combustible materials that they sell over here, including the structure itself, makes it very possible for fire to spread very, very fast. Yes. So for now, the whole building has been engulfed. If you check the building, one, there are so many cracks in the building, and secondly, the building itself or the structure has tilted, which is so dangerous. We are not allowing anybody to get inside there.
Yeah, it's something that we are considering immediately. If you look at this wall, it's highly compromised. It's seriously compromised. We cannot leave it there. It poses a lot of danger for anybody who is working to bring down the fire or anybody who is within this environment. So as early as possible, we want to put this one down.
While no casualties have been reported, the economic impact is expected to be severe. The China City Mall has become one of the major commercial hubs in Kumasi since its establishment known for its diverse range of affordable products. The police have cordoned off the area as fire officials begin their investigation to determine the exact cause of the blaze. Ibrahim Abubakar, TV3 News, Kumasi.
And from the Ashanti region, let's go to the Western region now, where there is heavy security presence at the Nsuayem police station in the Takwa Nsuayem municipality of the Western region after a violent clash between residents and police over detention of a suspected kidnapper on Wednesday. Rama Smith has more on the story.
There is heavy police presence here at the Nsuayem police station in the Takwa Nsuayem municipality following an attack by the community on the police station. You will recall that on Wednesday, a gentleman, 25-year-old Sule Moses, was arrested whilst allegedly trying to kidnap some 2 children. And even though the person was arrested and brought to the police station, the community did not agree with the police when they were asked to wait for further investigations leading to the attack. And the agitated community, which demanded the release of the alleged kidnapper, blocked the road leading to Takra, they burning tires and prevent anybody from entering, and pelted stones at the police station, police personnel on the ground. All that they were demanding for is the release of the alleged kidnapper. When you come here, you find about 16 motorbikes bent, 2 police vehicles damaged. You understand, one has been sent to the head office at Takwa. And you find a lot of stones around. These were allegedly pelted, but the police station has been closed down. The personnel here are just protecting the place, ensuring that they do not return to cause further damage. The alleged kidnapper has been transferred to Takwa, and we understand that some were injured. One has been sent to the Ifekwanta Regional Hospital for further medical attention. We understand 3 police officers and 4 civilians, and the one who is in a critical condition has been sent to the Ifekwanta Regional Hospital in Sekondi for further medical attention. We have been speaking to the father of the 2 children.
I'm shocked because you see next 3 days now. Before I tell you, I'm going to discuss about Sasa and I'm say because I have to. So we better tell you who drew me for. First, I'm going to move this time.
We have been speaking to the assembly member for the area.
From this morning, like you are saying, the whole place is calm now. And I don't know what will happen next, but I know my people are calm and nothing will happen. We are only waiting on the police to see how best they can help us so that we know the situation. Well, they have an insight that this will not go anywhere because like we are living in Ghana, we know this, like once it has happened this time, many of us will talk, but from 2-3 days, then we leave the news. And
moving away from crime, the family of the late former First Lady Nana Akunedu Agyeman-Rawlings is urging Ghanaians to learn from and build upon her enduring legacy. Receiving sympathizers at the family residence in Accra, her daughter, Dr. Zanato Agyeman-Rawlings, emphasized the need to consolidate and carry forward the values and vision her mother championed.
Continue to pour in for the late former First Lady Nana Akunedu Agyeman-Rawlings as family, friends and well-wishers gather in Accra to honor her memory and reflect on the remarkable contributions to Ghana's political and social landscape. Well-wishers from all walks of life, including politicians, religious leaders and business figures, eulogized the late stateswoman for her courage, advocacy and unwavering commitment to women's empowerment.
She's always been larger than life, and we'd like to celebrate the fact that she's always championed women. So we felt it was very important for us to come, offer our condolences to the family and celebrate her life. Keep working with women and making sure everybody gets equality. I think that was her end goal for many, many years. So I think it's a worthwhile goal.
These people come once in a generation. They are selfless and put the nations first, not their families. At this moment, we would like to encourage the nation to be strong and have faith.
The developments in the 80s about new laws, interstate succession law, head of family accountability, those laws that used to liberate women, she was part of it. She stands so much for a lot of things.
For the children of the former First Lady, her passing should serve as both a moment of reflection and a call to action to preserve and build upon the legacy she left behind.
The friendships, the relationships, the bonds that she had, we will carry forward. And I believe the opportunity that her death presents is for us to make known to the younger generation the efforts that were made before their time and the need for us to continue to consolidate on what's been done in order to make sure that we give a dignified existence to every single individual, regardless of their ethnic group, their religion, or whether they're male or female.
The former First Lady, Nana Akufo-Addo Rawlings, died on October 23, 2025 at the age of 76 in Accra. She was Ghana's longest-serving First Lady, having served in that capacity during both military and civilian regimes.
Let's go to Parliament now, because the House was brought to a standstill on Thursday when proceedings stalled due to a critical lack of quorum of at least 92 members out of the 276 to commence business. Minority MPs raised alarm and accused their colleagues on the majority side of abandoning their duty barely a day after the Speaker threatened to start sanctioning habitual latecomers and absentees from Parliament.
Article 102 of the Constitution and Order 64 of Parliament's standing orders are clear that the House requires a mandatory one-third of the total number of MPs to form quorum for business. But at the beginning of sitting on Thursday, October 30th, the head count of MPs present was far below the required 92 number.
We are only 70 in the chamber, and for that matter, Mr. Speaker, I urge you to apply the rules that we don't have quorum as stated in Article 102 of the 1992 Constitution to continue with this Parliament.
This eventually resulted in a debate on the floor.
The Deputy Whip of the minority side, when I look on their side, I do not see their members present, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the pecs, Mr. Speaker, the pecs, Mr. Speaker, the perks that they enjoy as leaders is to ensure that they also, especially as whips, they ensure that their members are present. Mr. Speaker, this house is not made up of only majority members of Parliament.
We implore leaders of committees, chairmen and ranking members that they should arrange committee businesses from about 9 a.m. up to about midday, so that by 1 p.m. we'll be ready to start business at 2 p.m. We are depleted because of the committee sittings. As we speak, public accounts is sitting. They just adjourn for the day. A committee on state interest is sitting.
The minority MPs who say they are displeased with the situation described their colleagues on the other side as the absentee majority.
That the Ghanaian people went through a lot to elect us as members of Parliament. So generally speaking, all of us are expected to take our duties as members of Parliament seriously. And secondly, and in particular, for the first time in the fourth Republican dispensation, in the wisdom of the Ghanaian people, they elected a supermajority for this 9th Parliament. And one will expect that out of this 189 of them, even if 99 of them were to stay at home, they will still have the 90 members of Parliament required to form a quorum to do business. And why are they not showing up? And why is this majority turning out to be an absentee majority? We think what is happening now is totally embarrassing, it's most unfortunate, and it's a situation where the majority is simply engaging the dereliction of duty and taking the Ghanaian people for granted.
Parliament has long suffered a trend of absentee MPs who usually don't seek permission. It was part of the reasons the House changed certain time from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. But that purpose has yet to see any result.
Please, we have the standing orders
we know what they say. We'll be taking action to make sure that we compel members to sit or to be considered to have vacated their seats.
The clerks have been directed to keep detailed attendance records to facilitate disciplinary actions against absentee MPs. Christian Yale, TV3 News, Parliament.
Right, so it looks like some MPs are becoming truants and don't like going back to Parliament to enact or do business. Let's take you through the list of some of the MPs who have become habitual absentees. But what the law actually says is what is on your screen. Article 97(1)(c) of the Constitution says MPs shall lose their seats if, without the Speaker's written permission and a reasonable explanation to the Privileges Committee, they miss 15 sitting days 15 sittings during any meeting of Parliament. And it clearly gives an indication why this has become topical, because some of them have gone beyond the 15 sitting days, some yet to meet that threshold. But on your screen now is the number of MPs on both sides who've absented themselves under the period in question. NDC 17 MPs, NPP 11. Total days absent cumulatively. The NDC MPs, if you put all those who've been absent together, it's about 175 days. And for the MPP, it's 123 days. And then averagely means that 10 days per MP on the NDC side, 11.2 days for the MPP side. The names of the individuals will put on your screen shortly as well. But on the NDC side, the one with the most absence is the current Finance Minister, Dr. Asiedu-Dartey. And on the MPP side, for 22 days of being absent, the round of applause would go to Joseph Frimpong. And then total MP 17 on the NDC side, 11 on the MPP side. And we're just giving you a rundown of how many days cumulatively that will be. And these are the names of the top 5 NDC MPs who've been absent. A number of them cabinet ministers. Dr. Asiedu-Dartey, Finance Minister, 17 sitting days he's been absent. So he has even gone past the 15 mandated days that you can't be absent without permission. Then there's Blay Nyameke Ama, 16 days. Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa, Foreign Affairs Minister, 14 days. Dr. Rashid Pelpo, Labour Minister, 13 days. John Abdullahi Jinapo, Energy Minister, 11 days. And a number of these are cabinet ministers. On the MPP side, we have Joseph Frimpong. I mentioned 22 days without attending to Parliament. Dr. Nana Ayu Efriye, 14. Kwabena Boateng, 13. Kwekwajiman Kwateng and Ernest Yao Enim. Both of them have been absent for 11 days. So we'll see what the interpretation the MPs themselves will be giving to what their laws say about being absent.
Right, Martin, let's move on to some more stories this evening. The Police Hospital Cooperative Credit Union has intensified its health advocacy efforts with a free breast cancer screening as part of this year's Awareness Month. Under the theme, Empowering Health, Empowering Women, the initiative aims to promote early detection and support women's overall well-being.
Breast cancer remains a leading cause of death among Ghanaian women. Medical professionals maintain that early detection offers the best chance of survival, underscoring the significance of October's Global Breast Cancer Awareness Campaign. Speaking at the event, National Chairman for the Credit Union Association, COP Dr. Samuel Otunyako, noted that the screening reflects the Police Hospital's Cooperative Credit Union's commitment to giving back to society.
This month being Breast Cancer Awareness Month, the board and management thought it wise to organize this screening for our members and also for all women who will be here today. It's a fine day because we think breast cancer is such a menace in our society and we need to do something about it. So this, our giving back to society, one of the things that we'll do every year.
Although the event targeted women, COP Dr. Samuel Otunyako also encouraged men to participate. Chief Executive Officer for the Ghana Cooperative Credit Union Association, Serpran Basing, lauded the initiative of the Police Cooperative Credit Union, describing it as a meaningful action.
The police hospital wanted to do something this. We felt that it was in line with our principle 6, which is cooperating among cooperatives, to be able to do that. We also have a principle called concern for community, where we also take the needs of our communities, and therefore whatever we do, it should be in the interest of our communities. And therefore, it's a very laudable idea. We encourage the police hospital to continue doing this. This should not be a 9-day wonder.
Development partners German Sparkassen Stiftung for International Cooperation continues to play a vital role in supporting initiatives that promote women's empowerment and inclusion within the financial sector.
We are here in Ghana in a cooperation with the Credit Union Association or the Credit Union movement in general, and one of our projects is to empower and to more include women. We realize that 54% of the credit union members are women, but only few of them are in leadership positions. And this is the reason for this project, just to encourage more women to take responsibility in the credit union movement.
The Police Hospital Cooperative Credit Union, a visionary initiative which seeks to strengthen the financial fabric of law enforcement, fostering a sense of unity and collaboration among officers across the nation.
A stirring call for self-reflection and transformation echoed through Accra at the launch of the Reshape the Narrative, the Reawakening Call. The new book urges Ghanaians and Africans to reclaim their stories and challenges stereotypes and embrace a renewed sense of purpose.
It was an evening of thought, reflection and inspiration as writers, academics, policymakers and young changemakers gathered for the unveiling of Reshaping the Narrative, the Reawakening Call. The book, authored by Godwin Kwame Tamaklo, is a powerful exploration of how Africans can reclaim their voices, challenge outdated perceptions, and build a future grounded in innovation, unity, and pride. Mafiaga of Anglo, Togbi Nyaho Tamaklo, described the publication as timely and necessary.
And the reason why this book is exceptional is the fact that it's been able to bring together many years of attempts to capture the possibility of us using our abilities and skills to reawaken ourselves, the African identity and the African purpose.
The author, Godwin Kwame Tamaklo, shared his vision behind the book.
We do gather here to ignite a movement rooted in truth, driven by purpose, and destined for transformation. It is a moment to ask ourselves, who are we? What stories define us as a people? And what future do we dare to imagine?
You're still watching News 360 on TV3. Stay with us. We'll be back with business, sports and
Is brought to you by MTN. Touch concentrated perfume.
Good evening. This is Business on News 360. My name is Minu Afol. The Chamber of Aquaculture Ghana has voiced serious concern that fish farmers devastated by the 2023 Akosombo Dam spillage are yet to receive any compensation over a year after the disaster. Speaking to the media at the Aquaculture Ghana 2025 conference in Accra, Chief Executive Officer of the Chamber, Jacob Ajika, confirmed that the prolonged delay has been over 2.5 years.
Fish farmers, particularly those in the dam area, incurred losses valued at more than 54 million cedis. This catastrophic damage included the destruction of approximately 800 fish cages, massive loss of fish stock, and critical damage to supporting infrastructure. The scale of the destruction underscored the conference's theme, Transforming Ghana's Aquaculture, Innovation, Inclusion, and Job Creation.
It's been very challenging for most businesses who were affected because they were not compensated. However, as an industry, we are always resilient. We always find a way to stage a comeback. So I also use this opportunity to call on the government to really consider compensating farmers who are affected by the Akosombo Dam spillage in 2023.
Speaking at the event, Vice President Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman offered a ray of hope for the beleaguered industry. She expressed strong confidence that the forthcoming Aquaculture Development Fund, which is set for launch soon, will be a game changer for the sector, providing the necessary investment and stability to move forward.
This fund should enhance access to finance, which has been spoken about, support infrastructure, accelerate research, enable technology transfer and innovation across the value chain. Aquaculture naturally aligns with our 24-hour economy initiative, which aims to stimulate continuous production, create decent jobs, and prioritize national productivity.
The conference serves as a platform for key stakeholders, government, private sector, development partners, academia, and farmers to collaboratively develop pathways for a more innovative and inclusive aquaculture sector.
Away from that, the Social Security and National Insurance Trust, SNIT, says it is in early stages discussions with strategic partners to revitalize some of its underperforming assets in the hospitality sector. Director General Kwesi Afrebaini insists the trust remains firm in its decision not to sell any of its hotels, reaffirming its commitments to restoring their profitability.
SNIT came under public scrutiny in mid-2024 following proposals to divest a 60% stake in 4 of its hotels, including Labadi Beach and La Palm Royal Beach. The move triggered widespread backlash, with organized labor threatening mass action and the National Pensions Regulatory Authority ordering a suspension of the sale. By May 2025, SNIT's new leadership announced the hotels would be retained, citing improved returns and plans for expansion. Speaking at a media engagement event in Accra, the Director General disclosed that talks were ongoing to attract strategic investors to support the turnaround efforts.
We believe for this hotel to get to where we want it to be, we need partners who are deep in the hospitality industry, who can help us scale up this hotel. And the negotiations are at the very initial stages, and we will definitely keep the media and our stakeholders involved in any decision we make. But rest assured, we have no plan to sell any of our hotels.
SNIT says it remains committed to safeguarding the long-term sustainability of pension funds and ensuring uninterrupted monthly payments to beneficiaries. In line with this commitment, the trust has disbursed over 5 billion cedis in pensions payments so far this year.
Well, that's it for Business Tonight on News 360. I am Minu Afol. Forex Updates is up next.
Hello, good evening and welcome to the sports segment here on News 360 with me, Oreku Hampofo. The 2025-2026 Women's Premier League will commence on October 31, 2025 with defending champions Police Ladies hopeful of defending their title as Summertex and Oaks FC make their debut in the competition. My colleague Asiedu-Dartey previews the upcoming season.
The rise of women's football in Ghana has been remarkable, especially in the last few years. Former Women's Premier League champions Hazakes Ladies and Asiedu-Dartey represented Ghana on the biggest stage of club football in Africa in recent years. But the progress hasn't been limited to the top sides alone. Even in the lower divisions, growth has been steady, with more spectators turning up and more talented players emerging. It's now common to see hundreds of fans thronging local parks to cheer on their favorite women's team. For many supporters, it's only fair that the women's game receives as much attention as the men.
Our ladies is doing well, so we have to come and support them.
And the ladies are playing football match here. I was so excited. So we expected that from next season to this, we bring all the leagues here so that we enjoy it.
We don't see much play when it comes to women football here. And I think it's just a couple of months that I've witnessed many women having a competition here.
This season, the Women's Premier League picks up from where it left off a few months ago. Faith Ladies and Berry Ladies have exited the Southern Zone, paving the way for Oaks FC and Summertex Ladies to make their debut appearances. In the Northern Zone, Supreme Ladies and Sunshining Ladies have been relegated, while Pelpia Ladies and Ashtown Ladies return to the top flight after a fiercely contested playoff. The Southern Zone will feature defending champions Police Ladies, Hazakes Ladies, Halifax Queens, Epiphany Warriors, Army Ladies, Oaks Ladies, Joy Nina Ladies, Soka Intellectuals, Summertex Ladies, and Lady Strikers. Meanwhile, the Northern Zone promises tough competition with Asiedu-Dartey Ladies, FC Savannah, Presence Ladies, Northern Ladies, Ashtown Ladies, Kumasi Sports Academy, Dreams Ladies, Tamale Super Ladies, Fosu Royals, and Northern City, all in contention. As Oaks FC prepare for their first ever season in the top division, head coach Mercy Tego says it will be a learning curve, but one filled with ambition.
In the first year in Premiership, it's like the girls are new. They need to study the terrain, understand and know what it takes to remain there. One thing, qualifying to be in a Premiership. Another thing is maintaining sustenance in Premiership.
After a solid showing last season, Epiphany Warriors assistant coach Nana Kwame Abuaji looks ahead to their season opener against Army Ladies FC, hopeful of another strong campaign.
Our expectation so far is to do better than we did last season.
For the players, every match is about more than just the 3 points. It's about chasing their dreams and proving that they are indeed girls who can.
That was a report put together by my colleague Asiedu-Dartey, and you are sure that you get updates and reactions for the new Women's Premier League season here in Ghana on our social media handles at 3SportsGH and 3News4/Sports. My name is Oreku Hampofo.
In my line of work, a confident smile is everything. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste keeps me on top of my game and ensures my smile is always radiant and bright.
With the tiring nature of my job, we spend several hours under the scorching sun to keep our teeth white and
3 Entertainment.
Well, good evening and welcome to the entertainment news segment here on News 360. My name is Noella Donko. Now, Jamaican dancehall sensation Popcan has dismissed reports suggesting that he has been booked to perform in Ghana this December. Now, his response follows the recent unveiling of the 2025 Bimfest concert organized by Ghanaian Afro dancehall star Stonebwoy, which sparked excitement across social media after flyers featuring Popcan's image began circulating online. The promotional materials claimed that a Jamaican artist would join the lineup for the highly anticipated show scheduled for December 26, 2025 at the Accra Sports Stadium. However, Popcan swiftly debunked the reports, clarifying that he has no knowledge of any such booking. In a post on his X page on October 29, 2025, he assured fans that any official performance from him would be announced directly through his verified channels. To the loyal unruly fans in Ghana, I have no knowledge of me performing in Ghana December 26th. Whenever I am performing, you will all know, and it will be a celebration and a lifestyle moment that is long overdue. Until then, stay safe, stay strong, and stay unruly. Signed, Unruly Boss Popcan wrote. And now, in the wake of Popcan's recent post denying his participation in the 2025 Bimfest, Stonebwoy's camp has moved to address the circulated rumors and provided clarity to fans. Now, Vida Educhuma Boating, head of PR at Benetton Music Group, reacted to the reports, stating that no official announcement has been made regarding guest artists for this year's festival. Speaking to 3 Entertainment, she emphasized that the date the team has only announced the concert itself, and that official promotional activities are scheduled to begin November 1, 2025. Details of the guest artists will be revealed through the event's official channels. This will be followed by videos of artists confirming their participation in the 10th anniversary edition of Bimfest, Vida noted, assuring fans that all information will come directly from credible sources. Bimfest, founded by Stonebwoy, celebrates African and Caribbean musical unity and has consistently attracted both local and international acts. And now to our final story. Nigerian singer Tiwa Savage has admitted that she once struggled with her identity as a Black African girl while growing up in London. Speaking at the Unstoppable Africans event, Tiwa reflected on how far Afrobeats and African pride have come in just a few years. She revealed that growing up abroad made her feel disconnected from her African roots, as being African was not always celebrated in the West at the time. Afrobeats is the fastest growing genre in the world. We kind of created it with nothing, no support, no infrastructure, no real belief, even from our own people initially. I remember growing up in London and I was not happy being African, but now I'm so proud because of how big Afrobeats is growing, she noted. Well, that's how we wrap up on the entertainment news segment here on News 360. My name is Noella Donko.
Let's now bring you international news.
U.S. President Donald Trump and his Chinese counterpart Xi Jinping have met for the first time in 6 years, raising hopes for a de-escalation of tensions between the world's 2 biggest economies. Trump described the talks held in South Korea as amazing, while Beijing said they had reached a consensus to resolve major trade issues. President Donald Trump said he had agreed to reduce tariffs on China to 47% in exchange for Beijing resuming U.S. soybean purchases, keeping rare earth exports flowing, and cracking down on the illicit trade of fentanyl. Relations has been tense since Trump began imposing tariffs on China, which Beijing responded with its own. They agreed to a truce in May, but tensions remained high. The United Nations Security Council has condemned an assault by the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces RSF on Al-Fashir in Sudan's North Darfur. The Security Council expressed grave concern in a statement at the heightened risk of large-scale atrocities, including ethnically motivated atrocities. The RSF seized Al-Fashir on 25th October, and an estimated 2,000 people have been killed by Wednesday, 29th October.
And thank you so much for watching News 360. I am Martin Asiedu-Dartey.
And I am Ayisha Yakubu. Have a good evening.